Ethan Royce had built empires, real empires, not just companies. From skyscrapers of polished glass to digital networks controlling half the world's information flow, his hands had shaped everything. People studied his interviews, his books, his rare public appearances. The world called him a genius. Inside his headquarters, however, he was known for something else. He never smiled. Not a smirk, not a curve of a lip, not even a polite corporate smile. Employees feared him, executives trembled before him, even board members chose their words carefully. Ethan's silence was terrifying. His voice, when he used it, was colder than the marble floors of Royce Tower. So when his longtime assistant fell ill and he needed a temporary replacement, the entire company held its breath. Enter Maya Hale, 24, bright-eyed, brilliant, according to her resume, but known, legendarily known among her classmates, for her uncontrollable, unstoppable laughter. No matter the situation, stress, she laughed. Awkward silence, she laughed. Unexpected sound, she laughed harder than ever. And today, she was walking straight into the lion's den. Maya stood outside the glass doors of Ethan's private floor. Even the air conditioning felt colder here. The receptionist whispered with genuine pity. You're his new assistant." Maya nodded, adjusting her bag nervously. "Good luck," the receptionist whispered as if sending someone to war. The doors opened. Ethan didn't look up. He simply said, "Sit." A command, not a request. Maya nodded and stepped forward, only for her foot to catch on the edge of the carpet. She stumbled forward with a tiny squeak and threw out her arms to steady herself. The room went dead silent. Then it happened. It built up in her chest. She tried to swallow it, tried to hold her breath. But the absurdity of tripping in front of the world's most intimidating CEO. A tiny giggle escaped, then another, then a full, loud, echoing laugh. Ethan finally looked up, not angry, not surprised, just stunned. "Is something amusing?" he asked, each word sharp but controlled. Maya covered her face. I'm sorry, sir. I laugh when things are stressful, or quiet, or, well, always." Ethan stared. No one had ever spoken to him like that. No one had ever laughed in his office. He simply blinked. "Try not to." She nodded, and tried. She really, truly, honestly tried. But when Ethan's pen rolled off his desk with a tiny talk, she exploded again. Ethan set his jaw. The world seemed to freeze. But instead of firing her, he said nothing, absolutely nothing, and that silence changed everything. By the end of week 1, Maya had done the impossible. She made the office less terrifying. Executives walked in expecting storms, and left confused when Ethan didn't erupt. Meetings stopped feeling like interrogations. People actually began to smile, just a little. And Ethan himself, though he never admitted it aloud, found Maya's presence interesting. She wasn't afraid of him. She didn't treat him like a god. She didn't flinch when he spoke. She treated him like a person. That was new. But her laughter, oh God, the laughter, was constant. Once, a client sneezed too loudly in a conference call. Maya had to turn off her microphone because she was choking on laughter. Ethan watched her struggle, pressing a hand over her mouth, turning red. Oddly, it made him feel something unfamiliar. Something dangerously close to amusement. One late evening, with everyone gone, Ethan and Maya worked through contracts. The silence was heavy, broken only by the clack of keyboards. Then Ethan reached for his coffee. And missed. The mug tipped. Liquid spread across a stack of documents. A catastrophic corporate disaster. Maya didn't even try this time. She burst out laughing, helpless, breathless, tears streaming. Ethan stood still, ready to explode. But then, something inside him cracked. He exhaled sharply. A sound. A strange sound. A sound both he and Maya recognized instantly. A laugh. A tiny one. Barely audible, but real. Maya froze. "Did you just..." "No, you laughed." "I did not laugh." "You did." Maya, you will not repeat this." She leaned forward, grinning. Ethan Royce laughed. "This is history." He shook his head but the corner of his lip twitched. Not a smile, but the beginning of one. And that was the moment the billionaire CEO lost control of his carefully built walls. Within months, the entire company had changed. Ethan became more human, more approachable, more patient. Investors noticed his newfound calm. Employees whispered about his softened demeanor. Productivity skyrocketed, and for the first time in years, Ethan slept well. He didn't know how to explain it, but it was simple. Maya's laugh had rewired the entire building, including him. It was a rainy evening when Ethan finally found the courage to say what he'd been thinking. Maya, he began, adjusting his tie far more times than necessary, I have a question. Yes, why aren't you afraid of me? She blinked. Then she smiled. You're not scary. He stared, shocked. People say I am. Oh, you're intense, she said. But not scary. Scary people don't spill their coffee. They don't drop pens. They don't work themselves tired every night trying to fix problems they care too much about. Ethan swallowed. No one had ever seen him so clearly. And, she added softly, you laughed. That automatically makes you human. Silence. Not awkward. Just warm. Ethan whispered, you changed my life. And you, she whispered back, changed mine. Months later, during a board ceremony, Ethan was awarded Leader of the Year. He stepped up to the podium. Cameras flashed. Executives watched. Millions streamed online. Ethan cleared his throat. I'd like to thank someone very important, he began. People stiffened, expecting a powerful partner or major investor. Instead, Ethan lifted a simple pen. A cheap, plastic pen. The audience murmured. This, he said, is the pen that fell on the day my assistant made me laugh for the first time in 10 years. Board members exchanged shocked glances. The crowd leaned forward. Maya covered her mouth, eyes wide. And this, he said, pointing at her, is Maya Hale, the greatest thing that ever happened to this company. Gasps. Then applause. Then a standing ovation. Maya blushed so hard she looked like she might faint, or burst into laughter on live television. Probably both. Their partnership became legendary. Books were written about them. Universities taught the Royce Hale leadership dynamic. Other CEOs tried to hire assistants who laughed, hoping for the same magic. But none of them were Maya. And Ethan knew it, because the truth was simple. Maya didn't just bring laughter. She brought life. She brought humanity, warmth, balance, and the one thing Ethan had lost long ago,